Hello, this is Mr. Jarrett, and in this video tutorial we are going to be modeling this object. So you can see with this object the origin is actually located right on the front face of this piece. So it's kind of floating right here, which confuses some people. They think it's actually on that wall in there, but it is right in the middle of the circle and on this flat wall. So this part comes forward and obviously that all goes back. Okay, so I'm going to pull this to my other screen, and in SolidWorks I'm going to start by creating a new part, setting this to IPS as far as the units go. Then I'm going to sketch and get my sketch tool, and I will sketch on the front face or front plane. So I can start by making a circle right around my origin. Then I'll get my arc tool, and this is going to be the center point arc. Select the origin as your center point, move over here to the left, draw one big arc. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Then I'll get my line tool, and I'm going to draw straight down from there and over until it kind of projects back up where that circle was. And I'll click and draw back up to the circle. Okay. And then with the line tool still selected, I'm going to draw across down here somewhere. Make sure you don't click on that yellow dot, because that yellow dot is the midpoint of that vertical line. So once you have that drawn across, you can hit escape. And we want two more lines, so I'm going to get the line tool again, and I'll draw a line straight down here, hit escape, line tool again, draw straight down, and hit escape. Okay. Now, I need to look at some of my relations. I can see that this is a horizontal line, so that's good. Horizontal line, vertical line, vertical line, vertical line, vertical line, tangent, but I do not have a tangency over here. So I'm going to select the arc, hold in Shift, and select the line, and I'll make this tangent. And now everything should be good as far as when I move things. Okay. So I can start to dimension this. This inside circle has a diameter of 1. The outside radius is also 1. Okay, and that may have messed up some of your stuff. So if it did, hit escape, get off of your dimension tool, and let's grab some of these blue dots and resize some stuff so that it fixes it up. So this line that's floating way out here, I want to drag all the way back in, and I'll reposition these. So even though it might have messed it up, we can always fix that. Okay, I'm just going to move some of these dimensions so they're out of the way. And now I can go ahead and start dimensioning again. So dimension, and it says from the bottom up to the origin is 1.5. It's probably the measurement I should have started with first so that it didn't mess these up, but that's okay. And it shows that in between these two lines is a total of 1. And from one of the lines to the outside is a 1/2 inch. Okay, so position those two. Now it just needs to know how tall this is, or the space in between. So the space in between here is also a 1/2 inch. So it should be fully defined now. Should all be good. And from here, we're going to go to the Features tab and hit Extrude. And I'm going to do this in 2 parts, much like a lot of these activities, the easier ones. First, I'm going to select in this area, and then all of these at the bottom. So all 4 regions. I'm going to send this backwards, and I'm only doing the portion from the origin back. So that's going to be this back part. If I look around for the measurement, you can see it's a 1/2 inch. Okay, and then my second extrusion is going to come forward, and that's going to be the difference between 1.25 and a 1/2 inch. So when I start throwing those numbers out there, you understand where I'm coming from. So back to this, we are going back, and we're going to make this a 1/2 inch. Make sure it's going backwards. So your arrow should be pointing that way. You can hit the green check. I'll hit extrude again. It's going to give me that warning and say it needs a sketch. So remember that is hidden underneath here. You hit the drop down, and select your sketch. And we can select this region and this region, and that is 1.25 minus 0.5, which I'm sure you could do in your head, but that's going to be a 3/4 of an inch, or 0.75. Green check. Hit extrude again. Select your sketch, and this time we want the middle region, and that only comes forward 0.5, and you can see that measurement on this activity. So that would be right there. Okay. So that's coming forward 0.5. Now I just need to fillet these corners. So on my features tab, I'll select fillet, and it shows that it has a radius of 0.25. So I'll select this edge here and that edge there, and hit the green check. And there we go. There's our shape. So let's change the material. And this is nickel, which is a default. We can go to evaluate and mass, and we should be getting a mass of 0.77 pounds. If you got that, you can save this as the assignment name and move on to the next one. If you didn't, go back through and edit either your extrusions, your fillet, or your sketch until you have everything correct and your mass is correct.